Hello, and welcome to the Table and Well podcast. I'm Tennison.
And I'm Ginelle. Thank you for joining us as we discuss topics and give practical tools that help you live, grow, and be in healthy, joy-filled relationship with God, yourself, and others.
For more information and resources, or if you're looking for coaching, connection, and community, visit tableandwell.org. We hope you enjoy this podcast. You are listening to Fingerprints, how God is transforming the relational health of his family. All throughout this series, you will hear transformational stories from everyday people just like you. But what if this transformation isn't just for them? What if it's for you too? I want to let you know that it is for you as well. And that's why we've created Relational Collabs, intentional spaces where this type of transformation becomes real. These are small, safe communities where you will practice the skills that will help you grow and build joy, rebuild your trust, enable you to stay present in the middle of hard moments, help you deeply connect to God, yourself, and others, and experience the authentic connection that your heart was designed for. See, this is more than just another class or a book study or even a Bible study. This is real life. This is hands-on. This is heart-connected, and it's changing lives. If you're tired of disconnection, and if you're longing for something more, don't just listen to these stories, become one. For more information, or to join our fall collabs starting in September, go to tableandwell.org/collabs. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. And your healing is part of how God is leaving his fingerprints in the transformation of the relational health of his family. That's exciting.
Cool.
So this kind of leads into actually a question that I had for you guys. And you mentioned it at the beginning, John, about how you guys have led Bible studies for a really long time, 30 plus years, I think is what you said. And you talked about how, you were coming to the point where you were wanting to have more than just a Bible study and where there was like relational connection and things like that. We interviewed somebody just last week, and one of the things he said is that people can hide behind Bible studies. And it sounds like you experienced that. And so I know you guys are transitioning, or you already have transitioned. And I know that, again, Sylvia, you just talked about helping people, something that you guys want to do. So I'm really curious as to how, as you guys continue to move forward in this, and I see you guys leading Bible studies, and because just knowing you from our labs, there's such a deep impression of just God's word and being able to help people understand it. And so how are you going to be able to, or maybe you thought about combining this love for God's word, teaching people to understand it, to study it, to know it, but not just as a book, but also bringing in these relational skills to help.
Yeah, that truth and love combo.
That full picture of what is written in the word there of. Yeah. So what does that look like for you guys?
Well, it looks like changing churches from a big mega church where we had wonderful friends. One of the friends that Sylvia went to college with 40 years ago.
Wow.
In the dorms, we got really good, close friends with them. Basically, as Sylvia mentioned, being involved with church in Round Rock, who pastor we met there in South Austin the same day that we met you, as Sylvia mentioned. But just the idea of being finishers, still working full time, program management, and the issue there is the reason why we're both involved in this recovery, the two recovery ministries, is because we're realizing that these people are broken, and they're relational, and they're honest, and they're basically saying, hey, I know I'm just supposed to be real careful with what I say and what I do, but here's what's going on with me this week. Okay, so our desire is to develop relationships with different individuals who are willing to talk, willing to share, willing to be involved in the community, a small group,
Yeah.
wife, where that there can both be openness to being honest and vulnerable, but then also being careful not to be predatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas,
overwhelming, yeah.
yes,
Gentle protectors.
gentle
Yes.
protectors. Thank you.
Right.
Just trying to develop that gentle protector skill. That Wilder talks about,
Yeah.
so that we can model that, and then we can connect with a few other people who are basically saying, "Hey, we want to move. We don't want to move past the Bible, but we want to move past just the
surface.
format.
Yeah.
Read and pray and go." Well, that's
Read and
good,
pray and go. Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
let's kind of do life and share life and model that amongst people that have that as a context. And we're seeing that in the two recovery ministries that we're involved in. And we're seeing people that are willing to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's so interesting because in those recovery groups, really that is the foundation of the gathering, is like, we're here to be real about the shoes we're standing in and the road that we've walked. And unfortunately, I don't know that that is true elsewhere in the church, where we're showing up to those Bible studies with like, hey, we're here to show up in the shoes we're in and the road we've walked. We're like, nope, we're here to show up with wishing we were in different shoes and pretending like we haven't walked the road we've actually walked, right? Like, so that's beautiful that you guys have discovered that like this is a space where people are being really real and people are tender and open and ready to just show up well for one another, even if they're unskilled. The willingness goes a super long way.
Yeah.
And that tenderness and vulnerability goes a really long way in building that type of community that maybe we just don't see in other spaces.
Yeah. The idea of just being with and not trying to fix or change. It's just, I'm here with you and let's just talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not, I didn't show up to the space finding it my job to fix you or your job to fix me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's interesting.
If we're not allowed to share in the groundwork classes, or, when we go through the foundations books, which is probably a couple of months or more, all we can say is thank you for sharing. And later we can express our own thoughts or, give input, but not for the first 2 or 3 months. So it's very interesting.
I love that. And I don't know if that's, well, obviously it's part of the program and it's on purpose, but I don't know if they understand how powerful that is. And they probably do. They don't know why, probably. And maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do. But regardless,
that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Because
literally you're building a foundation of joy and being with, period.
Yes.
I'm going to be with you. Yeah. I mean, that is, that's awesome. I love that.
That's so cool. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Sylvia? About that?
I agree with what John said, but I did want to just say our heart is for heart-focused community and building a safe environment, and a safe environment where everyone can share their heart without feeling like they'll be corrected or fixed. But they can be themselves and
I love
really
that.
supported in a very loving, caring way. And so that's our heart. We'd love to have a small group ourselves that models that, and then maybe start a movement among the small groups at our church, because the pastor's open to hearing about Life Model Works. He's asked us to meet with him. He was the pastor who married our oldest son and daughter-in-law about 9 years ago. We have it was unbeknownst to us. We have an opening there. So
I love that.
Exciting. Yeah. God's opening a lot of doors for us.
I love it.
That's cool.
But we need to learn right along with, we're learning as we go. And there's a bit of a, pull here, a little bit of tension in that, we don't know everything, and we certainly are not perfectly trained in this. We're on the journey ourselves. And I love what Marcus Warner said. in one of his videos that we watched recently he said, I didn't know if I could start this ministry, this Deeper Walk ministry, but I felt like I had so much to learn. And God just said to him, you just bring people along with you. You just bring them along the journey.
Yep.
So I think that's where we are.
I love it.
A lot to learn. We appreciate how much you guys have taught us. You've gone ahead of us. You've written an amazing curriculum. I kept asking, I looked at Jonathan, who wrote this? And there you are.
Here we are.
Amazing. You guys did a fantastic job of
Thank you.
synthesizing all that material and making it available to us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Before we move to our next question, I just have to circle back on something.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about being a gentle protector, but John, you brought it up and how that really is like Jim Wilder talks about this so well, and we're not going to do it justice today on the podcast, but I think it's well worth mentioning because it's such an important topic that we don't really talk about in the family of God enough. But as children, in so many ways, we are predators because we're really looking to meet our own needs, and that's very developmentally appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
But as we grow up, we should be moving into that gentle protector space where I know not only how to take care of my own needs, but to also take care of yours and to protect you as well, maybe even from my own power, right? Like even as we're raising children, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I know more than you, and I could use that to my advantage and to your harm. And unfortunately, we continue to carry that often in our unhealthy environments, right? Where we're not being the gentle protectors we need to be. When you think of a gentle protector with you guys in the elder stage and you guys having learned this and honestly applying it as you go, as are all of us that are learning it, what does that look like for you as gentle protectors? Where do you guys see yourselves being that? And if you're not there yet, where are areas that you would like to be more of a gentle protector as you grow in your eldership? That was a complex question. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I think part of that is recognizing that the Lord has blessed us with oldest son who's much smarter and faster than I am and much more of an extrovert. I'm understanding him and not trying to make him like myself. And our second son who's very tender and just understanding who they are and each of their wives are just very different too.
Yeah.
Just honoring, okay, this is how God has made Catherine. This is how God has made Esther. And just saying, okay, I'm not going to come in and say the way you're doing it is wrong. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to validate along the way and pray like mad for an opportunity to make a suggestion. Here's the suggestion.
I love it.
Or modeling.
That's so good.
Yeah. So that, I think, a gentle protector, and then just, what's this, bridge?
Yes. Building the relational bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to explain
Take a little bit of that. Okay. Yes. So with our third adult, she's our daughter, our only daughter. It's been very different because she's much more emotionally wired, which is normal for girls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a challenge because as our daughter grew up emotionally, she began to develop these skills before we did.
Mm-hmm.
There was some challenging moments in our relationship, some very challenging moments.
Yeah.
When we didn't really understand how she was wired together emotionally, and we didn't have those skills, and so when we started developing those skills and becoming much more relational toward her, we became gentle protectors for her because in my personality, I'm just straightforward, say it like it is. But I realized that was really harmful to our relationship because I needed to say things in a much more protective, gentle way to my very sensitive, kind, compassionate daughter. And
Good.
that's been really, that's been a huge benefit in our relationship.
Yeah.
Because I realize the way I say things and how I frame them is really so extremely important. And also, like John was saying, he was asking about building a bridge for our relationships. And some of our, especially our relationship with our daughter, was strained for a while. It's never been completely broken, thank the Lord. But we're now rebuilding bridges with all of our, I would say, all of our adult sons and daughter, and that bridge can bear the weight of more emotional honesty and relational honesty. But we want to build that relational bridge, keeping the relationship bigger than the problem.
Yeah.
Yes. So good. Yep.
That way we're being protectors. So.
And I think to build on that is one thing that I tried to communicate to our sons and Rebecca, when they were 10, 15 years old. It's like, I'm your dad right now. Obviously, I'll be your dad till I'm gone. But my desire is to develop adult-to-adult relationships with you so that, when you're pushing me around in the wheelchair, we can have adult relationships instead of what I experienced with my dad, which was he was always dad, he was always right, and we never did talk adult to adult. It's like that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at now is back to Sylvia's comment about building the trust bridge, building relationships with our adult children as adults and honoring them, and then understanding how God's wired them, and generationally, there's like X, Y, and Z, or our son is always talking about the different generations and understanding how the guys, even though we're in the same family, they process life differently. It's honoring that as an adult, as an elder, understanding this is how they look at life.
Yeah.
It's different. And valuing that and then understanding that. That's crucial from our perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. I would I would agree. I've actually had multiple conversations just this week in the last few days with parents of adult kids who are struggling with that exact point of understanding that they are different. Our kids have a different worldview than what we had, and that they do have a different perspective, and that's okay. And that we can seek to understand. We don't necessarily have to agree, right? And we don't need them to agree with us, even though somewhere along the line we thought that was the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
That we agreed. And we've realized like, oh, this isn't really working. This is where a lot of our strain is coming in, is that we've been fighting to agree rather than understand. And so I love that you use that word, John, is like, we can understand that they have a different perspective. And what we would love in return is that they would understand that we have a different perspective, because there's actually some beauty in each perspective.
Yes.
Right? Like we all only see through the glass dimly. Neither of us are 100% right. We both have a lot that we can learn from these perspectives. And so I just love that that's part of your work. And even that concept of gentle protector is that it isn't that, oh, I have it all right and I know everything and I'm just protecting you from the things you don't know.
Right. Or what you think you know, or whatever.
Or what you think you know. Yeah. It really is about this beautiful value for who they are as individuals. And even as you were talking about building bridges, what came to mind for me is that I picture you building a different bridge with each of your kids.
Yeah.
That it's not like you build like the family bridge of like, this is how you get to your parents and how your parents get to this unit of children. But it sounds to me like you guys have also really recognized that building individual bridges, unique individual bridges, also has value. Do you want to talk to that at all? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
You can also just say yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I was incorrectly assuming that when our Jonathan was born, he was just going to be another little John, and
Is this your firstborn?
Yes, our Jonathan is the firstborn. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And honestly, we said, "Oh Lord, whatever you need, send whoever you need to our family." And I said, "Jonathan." And I said, "Oh Lord, please send another calm, happy, healthy other one." So he sent Ben, and then Rebecca, and then Stephen. So each one are very different, very and interests are different, and motivations are different, and in a sense, we speak differently to them because of who they are, and they're growing and continuing to change, which is a challenge, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. Do you have any thoughts?
We see them all as uniquely gifted by God, of course. And as we've learned more about our own identity in Christ, and now about our special identity in Christ, it's very exciting to see that working out in each of our adult children, and that we can be a blessing to them. We can be an encouragement. And specifically for John and me, we love to pray for that. And we see that as our primary role right now in influencing them, is really praying for them as parents and asking about their needs. And that really has built the relationship in a way that it would not have if they didn't realize, okay, I can call mom and dad or reach out to them through text or whatever means, and they will pray. And God has come through for us in amazing ways. So that has been it's really been a huge part of our growth in our own relationship with the Lord, as we've learned to hear Him better, and then pray accordingly for our kids and get to know them, their passions, their heart, and then pray for
them. I love that. Yeah, I was thinking as you guys were talking there too, is just the idea of being gentle protectors, and like Ginelle was saying, you've cooperated would be actually the word I'm looking for. Just they are individuals, and so the bridges you're building with them are different, and it's all really under the space of being a gentle protector for your family. And like, how do we, as mom and dad of our family here, gently protect us, so all of us, in a way that we grow to be all that God has designed us to be. And it's such a beautiful picture, and it's really a great microcosm and a training ground for like when you do this as elders to the larger community. It's like right now you're practicing with your kids and your family, and that's where the practice is, in being elders in your family with, your kids and your sons and your daughter-in-laws and your daughter, and then grandkids. And so you kind of have this generational thing, and then you've transitioned to a new church, and so you're there, you're getting your feet wet, and so you're moving into this space of becoming recognized as elders in that community. And so when that happens, then now the practice you've had in your family then can translate into the same skills, the same tools, the same way you did it with your kids that you've practiced. Now you do that in the larger community, which is beautiful in the way that it really, the whole progression should go. And so as you guys are moving into this elder space, continuing to move into that is amazing and awesome. And I'm excited to see where that goes and hear all the stories about what it looks like when you guys are fully in that space and really comfortable in that space. Yeah, that's really exciting. So I want to go ahead and just kind of sum up. We have one more question that we would love to ask, and we ask everybody this question, and they don't know it's coming. So this is because we want this kind of on the spot. But we ask everyone, like, what is your dream? So you've been talking about, your journey in relational health, like where you are now. Ginelle asked you a question a little earlier about, some gift that you guys have now together that you didn't have before, kind of moving forward. And so this is kind of on those same lines. But when you think about your growth and where you are, what is your dream for relational health, either in your family and the family of God? What would you love to see, this look like, this relational revival, as we've called it? I don't know if I did a great way to ask that question, but
where would you love to see the family of God in relational health, let's say in 10 to 20 years? When we talk about seeing the fingerprints, we do see his fingerprints. We see them all over your lives, and that's a lot of what you've shared today. What would you love to see in the family of God as elders in the family of God today? What's your dream for us?
Yeah.
A great question.
Actually, so 10 to 20 years, I guess in the big picture, we were involved, and we're still involved, in a church here in Austin that started years ago, and their vision was to multiply churches in the Central Texas area. And over the years, we've been involved with one of the church plants, number 26. Was number 26. We started in a high school, Rock High School. And it basically one of those things where the big church said, hey, this is our vision. And every little church said, oh, that's my vision too. I want to just plant churches. And I think most recently they're up to 40 churches.
Wow.
And just today, as I was thinking about that, I thought, well, each one of those churches have a small group. But the thing that came to mind this morning as I thought about this, the idea of the vision of small groups, having the concept, we want to develop a multiplying community of Jesus followers that are kind of contagious amongst the neighborhood people, the school, so that they can say, hey, I want to grow this community of Jesus Bible study. And so that our objective is to multiply, and so that we can have, small communities inside the church. And the group, the association that we're in, it's a Bible church group that planted 40 churches over the last, 40 years. And my point is, I can see that that's good on the grand scheme of the building and the whole church. But then I think also just the whole vision of small groups thinking and of the small group concept community. Okay.
Yes, I agree, John. That's we share that vision, because I would call it heart-focused discipleship, just because that's what I've been steeped in recently in another class that I'm taking with Deeper Walk. And we see the need, and that's exactly what you guys are teaching. You're teaching relational discipleship, relational health amongst believers, and how to not only have spiritual health, but also to have emotional and relational health. I think that's what John is saying, is that we have an emotionally, relationally healthy community of believers where we can be gentle protectors. We can create safe environments for growth. Leaders, where we don't have to have that perfectionistic model where we come in the door and we're supposed to have it all together, and we just say, share our very shallow prayer requests and ourselves. But we want to tear those walls down and be relationally transparent.
Yeah.
We all have a safe space, a safe environment to grow into that mature believer that Paul talks about in Ephesians. He says, speaking truth and love, we are to grow up in all aspects into him. So, that's our vision.
Yeah,
we have seen through the years, we've seen bits and pieces of that. It's like, wow, this is an accepting, healthy community.
Yeah.
And I want to join what they're doing and who they are. And that's what we want to model. We want to say, this is an openness. This is a community of vulnerability, and we're caring for you. And people will say, "Hey, I like this. Hey, I'm going to invite my neighbor, or I'm going to invite my son, or I want to invite people, or I want to multiply this in my own neighborhood." And that is the big vision that I see. And each one of these small parts is fitting together.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think it's such a big difference when we're growing family and not just growing machine. Right? When we know that invitation to our neighbor means your life is only going to be better and transformed and more full of love and belonging than it was yesterday because I invited you into this place or into this group or into this gathering, you'll truly get an opportunity to experience love. That's a different invitation than come to this place because it's what you should do or because we're trying to put butts in seats or whatever the scenario is, right? Like, I think we've sensed a sense of discouragement in the family of God around like even evangelism of like, why are we doing this? Is it really changing people's lives? And I think you guys bring up such a great point in like, this really needs to look like something more, something deeper, something more life-giving, life-transforming, because that is the gospel.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's get back to the gospel. And I just think that's beautiful. And I say yes and amen to your dream. And I'm so grateful for who the two of you are and the way that you're walking that out just so genuinely. I have just so appreciated your authenticity and your realness all the way through all the times we've gotten to engage with you. And just your growth. And you guys are a gift where the Lord has recently planted you. I know that to be true.
Yep.
And I hope that you guys know that as well. And we just bless you as you continue to lead out and model well.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
It's such a blessing. You guys have really been a huge part of that. And I continue to tell John, your collabs are the best place that we found to practice these skills, to not only practice, but really learn. You've taught us a lot of new skills that we didn't know, but to practice those emotionally, relationally healthy skills that we need to walk out healthy communities. And even like you said, develop those in our family first and then begin to model those in a larger setting. So thank you, guys. You are such a blessing to us, and we wholeheartedly recommend your collabs, your relational collabs, Table and Well, to everyone.
Thank you.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time today and for being on this podcast. It's been a blessing. So thank you for being here. You've been listening to the Table and Well podcast. New episodes stream every Tuesday. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review to let us know. Also, subscribe on your favorite listening platform to stay up to date on all things Table and Well. To learn more, start your journey, or get information on how Table and Well can help develop your community, family, or teams to be relationally healthy and authentically connected, please go to tableandwell.org/collab to schedule an interest call, or you can email us directly at known@tableandwell.org.